we can now talk about parts of the brain. There are four main lobes of the brain.
Master, what does mean semi-solid tissue?
What?
Semi-solid tissue.
Semi-solid.
Semi-solid.
Do you know what is solid?
Solid, yeah.
Do you know what is liquid?
Liquid, yeah. Like
Something that is not solid, that is not liquid. Brain is not.
it's not liquid, and or it is liquid and solid. It's like that.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, it's not liquid and it's not solid.
So you didn't see brain before.
Yeah, I saw.
Is it solid?
No.
It is liquid.
No.
So it is not solid, it is not liquid, it is between semi. I told you about, I have a mini sim. Mini sim means it is not very small. After this, something is smaller than it.
Yeah.
We have mini, we have micro, we have nano sim, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the same thing happens to, if you want to talk about liquid, you want to talk about solid. In between liquid and solid, something semi-solid.
Semi-solid, yeah.
Okay. And then, so we said there are four main lobes of the brain. Please, can you remember some of them?
Yeah.
Tell us.
We have parietal lobe.
Okay, actually, it is good for us to start from frontal.
The frontal lobe,
Parietal lobe.
temporal lobe, and occipital lobe.
And then occipital. Well, it will be very good for us to remember some functions, but now we are talking about anatomy. If we want to talk about some physiological part of them, we can say frontal part of the brain is involved in memory, to remember things, to talk, to hear, to reason, to think. Frontal. It is part of the brain that is helping us to write, to study, to do anything, to remember things. And then we have parietal. It is parietal part of the brain that has also part of the frontal lobe. We also have what is responsible for motor neuron. Motor neuron, that I'm moving my hand, I'm doing this and that. It's because of the precentral gyrus that is present in the brain, in the frontal lobe of the brain. Also, we also have postcentral gyrus that is responsible for sensory activities. And so that one, sensory activities, is something, if I shook it like this, you move your hand, sensation. And then temporal lobe is also involved in hearing and balancing. It is here that you have the central primary auditory center, where everything that you hear, you'll be able to analyze them. If you hear something, you use your brain to say, what does this mean? What does that mean? So it is the this part. And then there is another part here, occipital lobe. This one, the primary function of occipital lobe is primary visual analyzer. It is the part that is responsible for vision. If you see something, how you are able to tell, this is red, this is blue, this is green, this is yellow. Okay, those are actually some parts, physiological functions, but we are talking about anatomy, right? So now, as we talk about anatomy, we have taken the brain, we've talked about this, the various parts of the brain.
Yeah.
Okay, and also in the brain, because of its structure, we can also see what we refer to as sulci and gyro. So this sulci, what is sulci? Sulci, we can define sulci. This is like if I have brain like this now. If you have brain like this, then you will see contour, all this contour, right?
Yeah.
They have meaning. And then also you can see that it's not just this contour, but it is something actually that is making it like that. Can you see the structure of the brain is actually like this?
Yeah.
Okay, but you can see if we want to take some parts of it, like I can take just this part away.
Yeah.
All these parts that you are seeing, they are in one level. You
Yeah, in
understand?
one level.
Another one are also in another level. Can you see?
Yeah.
Another ones are also in another level. another one in another level. You see?
Yeah.
So it means that all of them, they have different. So each of this one, we call it like this. It is one gyra. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? This is one gyra, and then this is what we call gyra. It is one sectional layer of the brain tissue, gyra, and then the sulci are those contours, the ridges. Like this place is what we call sulci. You understand?
Sulci.
One is means sulcus, but if it is more than one, it is sulci.
Sulci.
You understand it? This, if it is one, sulcus. If
Sulcus.
it is more than one, sulci.
Sulci. Yeah.
And then if it is one, gyrus. If it is more than one, gyri.
Gyra. Yeah.
Okay.
So Mansur, now is this one is called what? Good. Can you repeat? It is each one is gyra. Yeah. Gyra. Yeah. Each of them, they are like that. Parts. It's a whole called gyri. And
Yeah,
this
if it is more than one, it is gyri. If it is one, it is gyrus.
gyrus. So it's called gyrus all. But between them, this is called sulcus. That's the idea.
So also another thing that we should talk about when we talk about the brain is the membrane that covers the brain. What is it called?
The membrane.
That covers the brain.
What is the membrane? Cortex, cerebellum. I don't know. White matter, gray matter. No, it's not that part.
Those ones that actually also part of the brain, but we can still talk about them too. But these membranes, you should not forget them.
Pia mater, dura mater.
Yes, now.
Three membrane, meninge.
We have the meninges is the membrane that covers the brain. Dura, arachnoid,
Pia mater.
pia. So these are the membranes that covers the brain. And then another thing that we should also talk about in the anatomy of the brain is the structure, the internal structure of the brain. So if we want to talk about the internal structure of the brain, we are going to see a section of this part that is primarily made up of the ganglion, the collection of neurons. They call this inside the brain. They call it gray matter. And then also there is a section that is made primarily of cell bodies, and this way they call it white matter. You understand?
Yeah.
So this one contains the nucleus, and then this one contains the cell bodies. What do we mean by cell bodies? As we move downward, when we want to talk about neuron, you will see what parts of neuron. Okay, so automatically, if we remember anything concerning the brain, we will come back to it. We will add it to it. Now we have taken, this is anatomy of the central nervous system.
Okay.
Now we have taken one out of the 6, I think 7.
Yeah.
Okay, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Now, do you understand this?
Yeah.